I welcome you all to our chapter number 5, how to find mean, mode, median, standard deviation. Now, before going into that part, we should know two most important things. The first part, what we have is the measure of central tendency, and the second one is measure of dispersion. Measure of central tendency is like we are trying to describe a whole set of data with single value that represent the middle value. For example, suppose in your class you are having around 50 individuals. Each one will have its own category of age. Someone will be 18, 20, some might be 21, 22, 23, and so on. So we cannot remember practically the age of entire population. So what we have to do, we have to find the middle value that can represent the entire population. That is known as what? A measure of central tendency. It contains mean. Further, we have arithmetic mean, a geometric mean, we have harmonic mean. Afterwards, we have median and mode. The next part, what we have is the measure of dispersion. It is like a degree to which data tends to spread about the average value. It is of further two types. The first part is absolute measure and the relative measure. Absolute measure is used to measure the variability of a given data expressed in a same unit, while relative measures are used to compare the variability of two different sets. It contains range, quartile deviation, mean deviation, and the standard deviation. Now, in SPSS, if you want to find the central tendency and dispersion, it is very simple. You have to go to Analyze, click on Descriptive Statistics, click on Frequency, select the categories in which you need to find the central tendency and the dispersion. So if you are trying to find the tendency and dispersion, you have to take data that is in the continuous variable. So suppose, for example, here I am taking age, shift to variable, click on statistics, then you have to select mean, median, mode, because we are dealing with what? Central tendency. Same part we have for the dispersion as well, in which we have multiple parameters. Standard deviation we can take variance, we can take range. Range is nothing, maximum minus minimum. Then we have standard deviation. This is what? A square root of variance. Once all done, what we can do, click on continue, click on OK. You will get the results in your hand. Now we are getting mean of what? 53.50. Median is here getting 53.500. Mode of 48. We are getting standard deviation of 12.87. So in your paper, you have to report mean plus minus ST. So what you can report 53.50 plus minus 12.87. This is how you have to find the central tendency and dispersion in the SPSS. Now, my one question to all of you is like, we have learned about the mean deviation as the part of measure of dispersion. Why we are not using mean deviation, but we are using standard deviation in our research paper? Comment in the chat box. Thank you so much, everyone.